What is going on, y'all? Welcome to Joel Friday TV. I am Joel Friday. Welcome to the show. A few announcements before we get started. Hit that like button, smack it. Lay the smack down, like, subscribe, and share button. Tell your peoples about the show so we get the subscribers up and the message out. Do it now, help a brother out. As you guys know, we are live Monday through Thursday at 11 a.m. Pacific time on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Punchy.tv. It is also a talk show, so you can call in at any point during the show by calling 888-775-3773, 888-775-3773, and we can get into it. If for whatever reason you can't call in, but you still have a question or comment, or you just want to support the show, you can go to buymeacoffee.com/JoelFridayTV, or go directly to the YouTube live chat, hit the super chat button, send your question or comments there. I'll read them live on air. So, interesting stuff. Oh. Anyways, I was looking for something here, but I can't seem to find it. So I will do it next time. Let's get into it. Let's get into some stuff. Y'all, I got some stuff for you. It's True Crime Tuesday. What's today? True Crime Tuesday. And we got some stuff. Oh, we got some stuff. I wanted to get into it, do a little dive into some true crime type vibes. You know what I mean? I realized something over time when it comes to these. I like doing these true crime stories because it kind of reveals a common thread amongst all these like murderers and school shooters. It reveals a very common thread, and it's very obvious. But even though it's very obvious, it still goes unchecked, right? It's pretty clear that all of these murderers and these school shooters are controlled by the voices in their head, right? They are possessed by this spirit within them that influences them to do these things, right? Obviously, to the average person, that doesn't seem very clear. But the reason why I'd say it's very clear is because they say it. A lot of the times, these people tell you that they're possessed. And if you're paying attention, outside of them actually telling you the voices told them to do it, something's controlling them, they couldn't help it, these urges took over. Outside of them actually telling you that, which most of them do, if you pay attention, you can just see that that's what's going on, right? So what I'm realizing, and I got a story that I want to share with you, a specific person. Or we're gonna dive into their story. School shooter. But before we get into that, the reason why these things, in my opinion, these school shootings keep continuing to happen is because the most important thing that can fix the problem, that's the solution, is the very thing that gets overlooked, which is it's all spiritual. It's a spiritual battle. These people are dealing with far more issues than them wanting to go buy a gun, them wanting to go whatever, right? It's a spiritual issue, and people don't address the spiritual, right? But the reason why this stuff keeps happening is because people aren't getting the right help. And 99% of the time of these school shooters and murderers, they gave the world clear signals before they carried out the act, right? The signals were very clear. And I see those signals as a cry for help. right, and cry out in their own way saying, I'm disturbed, I need help, right? But we just overlook it. So I want to call some of those things out. Natalie Rupnow, okay? Some of you guys are familiar with Natalie. This is Natalie Rupnow. Let me see if I can get a little image of me up there. Bow. Natalie Rupnow. This is from ABC Action News. Natalie Rupnow is a 15-year-old student who opened fire at the Abundant Life Christian School in Madison, Wisconsin, killing 2 people and wounding 6. So this is that school. This story was out a while ago, probably about a couple months ago, but there's a lot of details that were missed, that weren't expressed. But Natalie killed 2 people and wounded 6, and this was at that school that goes from kindergarten to 12th, right? So there was a lot of kids at this school as well. She killed 2 people, 1 student, 1 teacher, and wounded 6 people, right? And then turned the gun on herself. So took herself out, right? Killed herself. The suspect, Natalie Rupnow, who went by Samantha, died from a self-inflicted gun wound, police said. But what's interesting to me about her story too, is there's not a lot of details. So I try to dig and try to find some stuff. There's not a lot that's out. There's a manifesto that is alleged to be hers, but I didn't want to read. I don't want to dig and find that. For one, it's extremely hard to find. But they don't know if that's for sure her manifesto, and I don't want to start reading stuff unless it's legitimate. So I didn't get that. But I did get some other information that I think is pretty telling. And the thing about Natalie here is that she displayed as well several signs before carrying out the act. And I want to get into that and what these signs are actually telling us that all of us, most of the world, well, pretty much all of the world miss. All right. So let me go here. Let me go to the second one here. Boom. So on Tumblr, several posts show various images of guns and pictures related to shootings, including the account's profile picture, which is a screenshot of a security camera from a shooting, authorities said. So on her Tumblr, she was posting pictures of obvious things, right? Obvious past school shooters, obvious things that would make you know that this person is disturbed and that somebody should tell on her, snitch, right? A picture of the Parkland high school shooter, Nicholas Cruz, which is the guy on the bottom left wearing the orange. And he went to a school and killed many, many kids. A school shooter. And that was like a couple years ago. That was pretty recent. Other posts relating to school shootings include mentions of Columbine high school shootings and the 2007 school shooting in Jokela, Finland. So remember the Columbine shooter. She also here, if you see, I'm gonna move my photo. She has this T-shirt that she's wearing. It's the same exact T-shirt worn in one of the school shooters. You see on the bottom right? He's wearing, right? Another signal. In a post on X, she shared a video from the 2015 school stabbing in Sweden. All this happened before she did her school shooting. Another post dated from December 13 is a video of a person taking their own life at a shooting range. She posted that, according to ABC. The most recent 2 posts to X account were both shared on the actual day of the shooting. The first one was a picture of a person holding up 3 fingers resembling the OK sign. Like that, right? Which is also known to be used as white power sign. The intention of the image was not clear. According to the Anti-Defamation League, the OK sign is a symbol and gesture displayed by shooters in the past. Okay? So, really quick, let me go back. Oh. So what I want to preface here is that really quick, and then I got some more stuff, is that if you're paying attention, I think that this was the sign that she said they threw up, right? In case you couldn't see it. The okay sign. When I say this, I'm just like, okay, right? But apparently this means white supremacy and other stuff, which it can have a double meaning, right? There's all kind of gang signs that gangsters do, and you would think that it would just be normal, but no, there's like, right? It can mean anything. So the point that I'm trying to make here is that there's very obvious signals that these school shooters are doing. And to me, if you change the perspective, hear me out on this, y'all. Hear me out on this. If you change the perspective and look at it more as this possession to carry out these evil acts, more as like a hijacking of a person's soul, or like a kidnapping, right? If you more so try to look at it in the lens of that, you would see that these little signals that they're throwing out are like little cries for help, right? They're telling the world without telling the world that they need help. It's like they're warning people before they actually do this act. They're like little warnings. And I think that they're of the purpose of screaming out for someone to get involved, right? Someone to stop. Someone warning them them basically saying, I'm gonna do this, but I wanna let you know I'm doing this. I think there's a little bit of guilt in there, a little bit of like, help me. Because they all do it. I'm looking back at these stories and they're all signs and signals. And I got a couple of them for you right here. Right? I got a couple of them for you. Remember we talked about Mr. Axel. Remember Axel? What did Axel do? Remember Axel? Axel in October 2019, when he was 13 years old, he made an anonymous phone call and by the way, Axel, I covered him in case you guys don't remember, but he was the one that killed those 3 young girls that were under age of 10, stabbed them over 200 times and injured like 10 plus more other people. Remember him? In October, when he was 13 in 2019, he made an anonymous phone call to the NSPCC child line, admitting to having murderous thoughts about a bully. He said he took a knife to school 10 times on 10 different occasions, and he called them and asked them, what should I do if I want to kill somebody? Right? Cry for help. So we see him, and then we see Mr. Ethan Crumbley. Remember him? Ethan's parents also were tried and went to jail. A lot of people don't agree with me on that, but Ethan's parents also went to jail. But Ethan, he also shot up some people, right? And he also displayed these early signs. Remember, the counselor obtained the drawings that he had. He was showing drawings in school multiple occasions, and the school just ignored it, right? They just sent him home. And people were trying to say, hey, something's wrong with them, and they just ignored the signs. Remember? I said the counselor obtained drawings, but Ethan had altered it, and there was drawings of a gun, and the bloody figure were scratched out along with the words, help me, my life is useless. The world is dead, blood everywhere. They were all scratched out. Look, I got a picture of it right here. Look, this is Ethan. And Ethan was under 18 as well. The thoughts won't stop. Help me. Right? The thoughts. Thoughts won't stop. Help me. Blood everywhere. You got a picture of a gun and all this different stuff. There was multiple drawings from this kid that were very alarming that they said in their reports, and they went ignored. But what is he saying? Right? This is a cry for help. He's saying it right there. Help me. Help me. The thoughts won't stop. Right? So it don't stop there. Remember what's his name? Nicholas Cruz? Oh, Nicholas Cruz. Remember him? Well, he was the Parkland shooter. Let me show you guys little Nicholas. He was the one that I said that was at the bottom left right here. Watch. Nicholas was at the bottom left. I'm gonna show you. The bottom left there. Remember good old Nicholas? Well, Nicholas also was showing some signs. I'm gonna show you real quick. I'm trying to be quick like Nick. Boom, right here. If you look, you could tell what he was doing. So he had killed 7 animals, which is not really that alarming because maybe he was a hunter. I don't think he was a hunter though. But in his possession, he had knife, bullets, and firearms. Where there was 19 of them. Statements, weird statements of hate toward a group of people or person. 8. There was 8 of them. Statements of desire to hurt or kill people. 11. Specific statements to shoot schools. 3. They found all this. They found all this beforehand. Look, and look, he was posting these online. Cry for help. Right? Look. Very obvious signals. Look at all the guns he had. Boom. Oh, make America great again hat. Oh, look at that. Look at that. All these were signs. Look, Annihilator in his bio. Just weird stuff. These things were all found out beforehand, right? These are all discovered beforehand. These are that's why I say if you change the perspective and trying to just try for a second to view it as like a kidnapping of the soul by the devil, then you can see that these little things aren't just signals. They're like little cries for help because deep down, they don't want to do this. And they say it. They mention it many times. They don't want to do this. Jeffrey Dahmer mentioned it. I didn't want to do this, but I was controlled by these urges. There's an interview of Jeffrey Dahmer on the internet that you can watch where he talks about it. They don't want to do these things, but they also have these urges that are so strong that are so satisfying, right? Just like other people have urges that are so strong and so satisfying, right? We're not that different from each other. But those urges make you want to do something, but at the same time, you know you don't want to do it. You know it's wrong. You know you feel guilty. You know it's all these different things. So they throw us little signals out. I'm telling you, that's what I believe it to be. And people are like, stop playing, Joel. They're not possessed. These are just evil people and they want to be evil and they want to do these things. It's not possessed. They need to take responsibility. I hear you. But what about when they clearly tell you that the voices did it? That the voices caused them to do these things? What about when they outward say it and then it just gets ignored? And then look at all the other things. It's from Miami Herald. Parkland shooter. I'll show you right here. You guys be thinking I'm playing. Parkland shooter Nicholas Cruz, tells investigators during his interrogation, voices in his head told him what to do. So we're going to play a little clip here, just a little bit of it, so you guys can hear what he's saying and have your own opinion about it, okay? Let's go here. Here we go.
You go to the hospital, the doctors clear you, and you're talking about demons. What are the demons?
Voices.
Well, tell me about it. What are the voices about?
It's another voice, the evil side.
Okay. And how long has that voice been going on?
Years.
Okay. When did it start, you think? When your mom passed?
It started, worse when my mom passed.
Okay. Did it start how many years before your mom passed, you think?
When my father died.
Okay. Did you ever tell anybody about the voice? Never? And what does the voice say to you? Well, what does it tell you to do?
Burn, kill, destroy.
Okay. Burn, kill, destroy what?
Anything.
Okay. But have you ever burned, killed, or destroyed anything? What have you burned, killed, or destroyed?
Burned, just fire. Just set fire.
To what?
In a pit. Fire.
Oh, a fire pit. Okay, well, I mean, the voice told you to burn something, you built a fire in a fire pit. What's destructive about that? That's what fire pits are made for. What else did the voice tell you to do that's...
Kill animals.
Okay, have you ever killed animals?
Yes.
What kind of animals?
Birds.
Birds? Wild birds or people's
Birds.
pets? How do you kill them?
Birds.
How do you kill them?
Wait for them, kill them.
Oh, can't catch them, so how are you waiting for them?
Out in the grass. Wait for a bird to come up.
There's no way, man. I'm a bird lover. There's no way. You can't catch a bird, Holmes.
No, I mean like...
With a pellet gun? Oh, okay. Where's your pellet gun?
It broke.
Okay. All right, so the voices tell you... All right, you never told anybody. You never told your mom? You ever tell your brother? You told Zach about it. All right, now I asked you earlier what Zach's phone number was. Do you really remember?
No.
What'd you do with it? Last time you spoke to Zach? Who's he living with? Brother, who's he staying with?
No.
Is he staying with some...
I remember.
Okay, what do you think about that while we're talking? Because other than Zach, who else have you... Remember, did you say you told your mom before? Did you ever tell Emily about the voice?
I think I did.
You think you did? You're not sure, though?
Not sure.
You know Emily's last name?
Oh.
Is she still a student out at Douglas? All right, so let's talk about the last couple days. When was the last time you heard the voice?
Yesterday.
What time was it yesterday?
It was at night.
Okay.
Right here.
And where were
watch.
we at?
Work.
You're at work, so you're at Dollar Tree. And what's the voice telling you?
Hurt people.
To hurt people. Hurt people at Dollar Tree? Or hurt people?
Hurt people in general.
Okay. Doesn't say specifically who?
Boom. The voices told him 2 days before he did the shooting to hurt people. He said it right there. We don't got to play the whole thing. You guys get the point. The voices told him to hurt people. Why is there no outcry as to how to remove the voices? How to deal with the voices? How to understand what he's going through? People don't care about the spiritual stuff. And that's how the devil like it. Because then the problem will never actually be solved, right? They'll just put him on some pain meds, throw him over here with maybe a therapist or two, but they're not really putting the priority and importance on people's spiritual health. So the point is, people are possessed. They make it pretty obvious. They cry out for help. And what do people do? Nada. They do nothing about it. Why? Because people don't believe in this stuff. They don't believe people are possessed. People don't believe people are possessed. People don't believe that people are actually going to do this type of stuff until they do it. And they'll even tell you, I was possessed. It was the voices, blah, 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 blah. And you still won't believe them. So, at the end of the day, you just got to pay attention. And it's easy to be like, oh, this person is so bad for killing all these people and da-da-da, which is true, right? It's evil stuff. But at the same time, these people are jacked up. A lot of these, Natalie Rupnow said that her parents got divorced twice, right? According to reports, her parents got divorced twice. She was dealing with some problems at home. It all always starts in the home, too. Nicholas Cruz, what did he say? He said that his mom, the voices got worse after his mom died. And then the interrogator said, when the voices start? He said, probably more so after my dad died. He lost both his parents, right? At a young age. So it all starts in the home. That's where it all starts. And a lot of these school shooters who are under 18, a lot of these things come from the parents being jacked up, right? And they do crazy things. So it's like, you got to know the spiritual. You got to know the spiritual. People be thinking it's like all hippie stuff. It ain't hippie stuff. It's a real battle going on. And if you ignore it, then you're going to get sucked up in it. And all you got to do is just be aware. All you got to do is just pay attention. But you got to get to know yourself. The best thing you can do is get to know yourself. And then you'll get to know God by getting to know yourself. One and the same. And when you know God, you know yourself. And when you know yourself, you know God. Then you're protected, right? As far as you continue to stay aware, keep working on yourself. But then you'll know when you'll recognize that it's the thoughts. You'll recognize when you're off track. You'll recognize these things because you know yourself, you know your behavior. You learn things a lot quicker, right? You see things before they happen. You stay 2-3 steps ahead of situations because you're in the light. So you gotta get to know yourself, or you'll start identifying with silly things and then get caught up. But anyway, Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Let me get to some super chats really quick, and then I'll get to some calls. 888-775-3773. 888-775-3773. Let me check this out because I want to get to your guys' super chats here. Give me a second because we got a few of them here on YouTube, and then I will check Buy Me a Coffee. So first we got, what's the date for today? The 4th? Oh, shout out to Lord Spike Protein with the donation last minute, generous donation last minute, yesterday's show, at the end of yesterday's show. Shout out Lord Spike Protein. I appreciate it. He sends a super sticker with a donation attached. I appreciate that, Lord Spike Protein. You the man. Linian Chin says, verily, verily, I saith unto thee, what twinkles over yonder, if not the toes of our beloved prince who prances with Christ, who pranceth Christ does in one's heart. Oh, who prances as, but he didn't put as. as Christ does in one's heart. Lineage goes on to say, the Prince of Prance ponders romance, but now the crime of crime is lifted by his hand. Oh, that's a question. But the crime of crime is lifted by his hand? This is a calling of the Lord or mama, noble Prince of Prance. Oh, that was a question too. This is a calling of the Lord or mama, noble Prince of Prance. Me doing true crime, is it a calling for a Lord or mama? It's a good question. I just have fun doing the true crime stuff, looking online, digging for the details, trying to make sense of, unpack these stories. I just enjoy doing it. I think it's kind of fun. Press 1 if you enjoy it, chat. Chat, press 1 if you enjoy it. And press 2 if, all right, Joel, stop. Stop now. We're good. We get it. We don't want no more. 1 if you like it. 2 if I need to chill. So I don't know, Lin Chin, who's it from? Maybe mama, maybe God. Lin Chin goes on to say, thank you, Lin Chin, for the super chats here. It's all spiritual. It's a woman phrase that means I don't know what I'm saying. All things are of spirit, aka cause, which equals spiritual. Don't be vague. I'm still learning how to read your super chats, Lin Chin, but one day I'll get there. All things are of spirit, aka cause, which equals spiritual. Don't be vague. Right on, Lin Chin. It's all spiritual. That's all I can say. All come from the spirit. Meaning that you got to see with the eyes, the real eyes, for you to really get to the root of what's really going on, right? You can see practically and know that there's a problem, right? You can see practically. Everybody knows that there's a problem. Everybody can recognize that there's a problem. But to understand what that problem is, you got to have those real eyes. Gwen's Realm says, whatever going on, my brain is not nearly as bad as that girl, I believe. Whatever going on in my brain, it's not nearly as bad as that girl is, I believe. Well, Gwen's, I would be careful with making those type of statements, right? Because that could be a setup. You don't want to think that you're not as bad as somebody or better than somebody, because God will make it evident to you that you ain't no different. Oh, he's done it multiple times in my life. I was thinking like, yeah, I'm grown. I've grown this much. I ain't like them. And then you end up back like them, right? For you to, and the purpose of that is for you to be humbled. He'll humble you. And yeah, you may have grown and maybe your thoughts are not as loud or as, you don't identify with the thoughts as much as, you know, that girl, the school shooter, Natalie Rupnow. But it doesn't mean that you're never capable of being where she is. No one's exempt. That's why we are not to posture as if we are, and we're not to posture as if we got it together. We're always supposed to be lowly and humble. Because you ain't never know. Gwaines goes on to say, I believe family therapy is a requirement, y'all. I don't think therapy is bad. I just say, and as well as like a resounding opinion that we all share here at Bond is oftentimes the therapists don't always know what they're talking about. The therapists of today. If you can which doesn't mean that there aren't decent therapists out there who are trying to do the right thing and make sense of what's really going on, right? That's possible, of course. But oftentimes we see therapists that, I don't know, they ain't got it. So if the therapist is legit and they know what they're talking about, then yeah, why not have somebody that you can speak to, right? That can help guide you. All right. Ultimately, you have to be looking within, but there's nothing wrong with having a second opinion. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you look within and you're working on yourself, God will reveal all things. So, nothing wrong with the little therapist. Some people will consider Bond as therapy, right? Or Jesse as their therapist, right? Or even some of the hosts here on the network as therapist, right? Not licensed, but just like advice, just like assistance. You know what I mean? So ain't nothing wrong with it. Linian Chin says, in women's words, voices inside my head is a cop-out. Mouth breathers do use it as a way to gain sympathy from each other. Few are really unhinged. Yeah, there's a thrill in there that keeps people in the imagination. That's for sure. But I think that it's that feeling, that high, that the thoughts and the imaginations and the feelings bring, that kind of get you through the day, make you feel good, right? Give you a little bit relief from the pain of life, right? And people latch on to it because it brings some type of pleasure. And the real point of that is just to be honest that that's what's going on, right? You're believing into thoughts. That's the whole point of awareness, right? That's why it's so important to be aware, y'all. Because it's not about now changing yourself. It's more so about you paying attention, being aware, realizing that, yeah, I'm in my thoughts. Yeah, my feelings are taking over, right? But not identifying with your feelings as you. So, right on. Let me make sure. Let me see if I got them all here. Lin Yen Chin goes on to say, know yourself means relax, aka calm down to the point of your most still inner equilibrium. God is nothing and nothing is the catalyst of discernment. Hence, be still and know. Lets you know God. Be still and know. Lets you know God. Right? Yes, you got to be still. But knowing yourself is knowing God. Getting to know God is getting to know yourself. You pay attention to yourself, you get to know God. You get to know God, He shows you yourself. Because it's all pointing to the same place. It's all pointing to the same place within. So, yeah, man. Right on, Linya and Chin. I'm hearing you. I'm catching your drift. I'm catching you. All right, let me go to the calls. I think that we're good there. We'll take a break. I want to make sure. Gregatron, I believe, called in and mentioned that I didn't read his buy me a coffee, and I did read it, Gregatron. And you told me how you appreciate the show because if you knew what the lady was talking about in relation to feeling like I was one of her brothers, and you say you feel the same way. Right on, Gregatron. I appreciate it. I appreciate the support over time. Thank you, man. I'm glad that this stuff makes sense to you, like it makes sense to me. So right on, man. Gregatron. Let me go to, we might have Mr. Gregatron on the line here. Greg at a Midwest. Greg, is this Gregatron?
It's the Joel Friday TV Report podcast experience.
There he is. The man
What's
himself.
going on? Yes, sir.
How's it going, man?
Pretty good. Yourself?
Pretty good, pretty good. Can't complain.
Sweet. Hey, man, I agree with you a lot, but I got to push back on this Kanye West stuff.
Push
from
back,
yesterday.
man. Go ahead, feel free.
I got to push back. So you said you don't think it's right or wrong what him and his wife did on that little, what was that performance? Like
the
what was that?
Grammys.
The red
Grammys,
carpet,
red
the
carpet.
Grammys.
Yeah.
Okay. So you said it's not right or wrong, right?
Right. I don't necessarily see it like that.
All right, well,
I mean, I
check
see
this
it.
out.
Well, let me just say it real quick. It's indecent, right? Like it's improper. Like, well, not even necessarily improper because when you go at the Grammys red carpet, they all be doing weird, crazy stuff. So it's not necessarily improper at that event because they're all just doing crazy things. But obviously,
you're saying because of the setting.
Right. I just don't necessarily see it as like, oh, that's wrong. I don't agree with it. Like, I don't think that that's how your wife should be displayed.
Yeah.
But go ahead, make your point.
You know how y'all talk about not judging, don't judge? Well, I'm judging this like a mug. That's wrong.
Okay,
wrong. This is his wife, man. Like, she's not the mother of his kids, but Kanye does have children at home, right?
Right.
With a different woman.
Right.
So why would you want your kids someday to see you displaying your new wife as naked in front of the whole world? Like, I don't think that's good. And as far as the setting, you're still in a public event, and there's cameras where the whole world can see you. Now, you're the relationship expert, right? So let's say you have a girlfriend.
Some will say.
Let's just say, let's say you have a girlfriend, right?
Yeah.
And y'all to go to the club or the bar or some event, whatever. And you would not let your girlfriend just take off her clothing in the way she did. And the way he was displaying her, just looking at her like, yeah, look at this.
Right.
She's my trophy wife, and she's coming home with me. It was like super braggadocious, and it was like in your face, like, yeah, y'all can look, but y'all better not touch. She's mine.
Well, that's
and it
based
seems so
off
ego. And
yeah. Oh, go ahead, finish.
And
your
I
point.
might be full of ego for judging it the way I am, but I'm just saying he shouldn't be displaying her in that way. Because this is his wife, man. This ain't his girlfriend.
Right. I know. I agree, man. See, that's what I'm saying. Gregatron, I agree with what you're saying. Like, would I go about that situation the same way? No. I don't agree with it. But that's based off of what I believe in, my set of beliefs and what I believe to be true. And, you know, a lot of these different artists, and I'm not justifying it, but a lot of these different artists see this stuff as art. It's art to them. There's many other like female artists or whatever you want to call them, celebrities who go to these award shows and they've been naked like that. And what Kanye did was just push the envelope and make her really naked, but she's not the first one to go there and be openly naked like that. I don't agree with it at all. But the point that I was really trying to make with Kanye is that most Christians are on the other extreme where they pretend as if they're so holy because they wouldn't do that. And I'm not speaking about you, but oftentimes people, their hearts are even more wicked in different kind of ways. And but Christians will pretend as if they got it all together, and they will look at everything as so shameful and derogatory and like evil and demonic. and they're too afraid to make mistakes or be free or do whatever. And that's not right to me either. So I commend Kanye not on, stripping his wife down, but on him not being afraid to do what he wants, right? To be free. And that's the point I was trying to make.
Yeah. There was definitely something demonic about it from what I've seen. Like, the way he was displaying her, it looked like it was like a S-virtual party where everybody's doing that type of stuff, but that's not what it was. But my last couple points, if I do that with my girl, it's going to be considered public indecency. Or if you do that with your girl, that's public indecency.
Not at a Grammys party though. Not at a Grammys red carpet. It's not public decency. That's where people go to dress up. They actually fit right in.
But she did the opposite of dress up though. She had no dress.
But I know. But have you seen those other people who go to those shows? What's the name? Will Smith's
I know,
son
like
had
Lady Gaga and others.
Right.
They all those crazy outfits. But that's like fashion. This was not fashion. There was nothing there. She had on some heels, and that was it.
But that is considered
that's art and fashion.
That's considered fashion to. Oh, you have me in the background playing right on the TV. Can you turn it down?
No, I don't have it on.
Oh, so we're getting some kind of weird echo.
I don't know why my phone does that, but can I make this last point?
Yeah, make the last point really quick.
Okay. Just imagine if the Great White Hope did that with his wife. That's my last point.
Right, because right. But it would be a different circumstance, and he would be representing something different. Kanye West is not representing that. So I'm not saying that it's right. It doesn't matter where you go. I don't think that I would do that no matter where I was at. Grammys, Halloween. I wouldn't want my wife to be exposed like that. But I'm just saying is that, like, if I wanted to, and if that's what I wanted to do, then I would. I wouldn't be worried about, oh, well, people are going to look at me as a sinner or this is evil or whatever the case is. No, like, I just don't think it has to be all that deep.
Yeah, due to the setting.
Right.
I got you.
But
all right, man. You got 12 more minutes. I'll let you get back to your show.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it, Greg, and I appreciate the support as well.
All right. You're welcome. See you.
All right, man. Yeah, not my taste, not my thing, right? But that's not the point for me. The point is the fearlessness. And does this really display fearlessness? Not really, right? This is not like, oh, I'm fearless, so let me put my wife out there naked. That's not the point either. It's just that Kanye has always just been unafraid to be himself, right? And yes, it's proper to conduct yourself amongst certain people a certain way out of respect, right? Of course, right? But you also shouldn't be afraid to be yourself for the sake of opinions, for the sake of because this is not Christian. No, you got to be able to be yourself, to understand yourself as well, for one, but also to be free, right? And you learn on the way. You got to learn. Children are very free, but it's just cute when they do it. How come children, and I'm not justifying Kanye's actions at all, but children run around naked, right? But it's so cute, right? But if a child runs outside naked at the mall, it's still cute, right? They're like, oh, look at that little naked child. They'll know like something's wrong. Where's the parents at? Let's put some clothes on the baby. But there's like he, ha, 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 right? And the child means nothing by it, right? Because the child is just free and learning on the way. So adults don't necessarily need to be running at the mall naked to learn a lesson, but I love the idea of freedom in the same way that a child has, because you're just not held down by these weird false rules, fake rules, and all this stuff. And once you let all that stuff go, you'll have the real rules in your heart, and those will guide you and prevent you from being naked and doing all that stuff, right? You know what I mean? So, no. Can't spell Joel without L. Whatever, bro. Amazing stuff. Let me see here. I'm running out of time. Man. My last few minutes here, and then I gotta end. There was a super chat that came in. Let me check here and see. Gwaines said, Joel, I feel like my friends take a few days to respond if they even respond to me. I don't even know. Is that a question? Joel, I feel like my friends take a few days to respond if they even respond to me. I don't even know. I don't even know how to respond to that, Gwaines. I appreciate the super chat, but I don't know if you're asking me something or you're just telling me casually because you see me like a homie and you're like, this is on my mind. I'm going to just share with Joel. I just don't understand it. But I appreciate the super chat. Oh, C-South says, what good does understanding myself do if it's taking me straight to hell? That is such a great question. What's the point of understanding myself and being free, wild and free, if it's sending me straight to hell? No, it's not sending you straight to hell. It's sending you straight to heaven. You know why? Because as you're being wild and free and honest, you're learning and understanding what these things really mean, right? The truth is drawing you in. And when you have the truth, you do it less and less. The reason why people are wild and reckless is because they're trying to prevent themselves from doing these sins because the Bible said it. They have a judgment of it as bad. So they stop and resist, right? But then while they're resisting, they got so much struggle with it, right? Oh, I'm so tempted. Oh, I can't go to the liquor store. Oh, I can't watch this movie because I get triggered. That's not deliverance, right? That's actually keeping you stuck because you're only stopping because you think you're judged it as bad. But if you are free with awareness and paying attention to yourself, right? Well-meaning, then you will learn when these things happen. And then that's how you will overcome and to eventually be delivered. Great question, Cesal. I'm glad I caught that. Joel is backwards. Whatever. Whatever, truth hurts. All right, y'all. I appreciate that. I'm out of time. Thanks to the super chatters. Amazing stuff as always. Shout out to the callers. Rick, I can't get to you, man. You called in just a little bit late, so I can't get to you. But Gregatron, appreciate the call as well. The viewers and the watchers, I appreciate you guys. I hope my little true crime breakdown was entertaining enough for you. We'll be back here tomorrow. What's tomorrow? Wednesday. What does Wednesday mean? Relationships Wednesday. Oh, we're going to get into some stuff. So make sure you guys tune in. American Anchor Baby's coming in right now. That's right. Jesus was backwards. Shout out Lil C. Jesus was backwards. Right on. All right, y'all. American Anchor Baby coming in. Till next time, I'll see you guys tomorrow if the Lord is winning and the creek is cool with it. I'll see you guys. All right. Peace.